Man, I'm glad we have such a production budget,
Wow,
Nick.
impressive.
That was awesome.
I know it was, right?
Nick's got
Welcome
it.
to the show, friends, Victor
Nice
and Chris.
transition. Thank you.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice to
I
see
feel like
you.
y'all
Nice to
already
see
know
you.
Jasmine. And I feel like I'm like the third wheel in this friendship circle.
Nah, never.
So can
No,
you go
this
ahead
is a
and
good friend group.
introduce yourselves? What do you do? Why are you here? And what are you going to tell me more about so I could pretend I'm smarter when I'm hanging out with my friends later?
Victor, you go ahead, man.
Okay, okay. I'm Victor Rojo. I work here at AWS as a partner solutions architect. Actually, I'm uh, working as the tech leader for the this competency program for partners. The last year I was here with you, Kyle, announcing the conversational AI competency program for partners too. I'm super excited to be here. To be honest, and what is what I do? I work with the partners towards building, defining, promoting solutions that can help the customers' challenges because they need expertise, experience, and best of all, success stories from these companies. That's overall part of my role that I can share with you today, folks.
And for those that aren't familiar with AWS and what partner competency programs are, and I know Jasmine will keep me correct if I act wrong on this, but essentially they're programs where, companies, partners can say, hey, we fit this criteria. We can help customers with outcomes based on a particular subject. Like there's security competency partners, right? Now there's Gen AI competency partners. And that's what we're going to be talking. That's what we're going to be talking about today, it sounds like, which is really cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's part of the role that I also do is to define that criteria that helps the partners validate if they are a good fit still or if they need maybe to set certain actions and strategies to meet those requirements to be
Yeah.
part of the program.
Awesome. Chris, introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Long-time listener, first-time caller over here. Thank you for the invite, the spotlight. Big week for sure in generative AI with AWS and our partners. So Chris Daly, I'm the worldwide head of generative AI and ML specialized partners. So I lead this program from a business standpoint, in addition to some of our other competencies around machine learning, conversational AI, SageMaker. We're so excited. We launched this week with 45 partners that have been validated by our AWS partner solution architects that have been vetted. We through our process, we started to uncover amazing stories about how our partners are leveraging AWS's generative AI technologies at our customers. And yeah, we're excited to bring that to market. The whole point is really just to make it way easier for our customers to uncover who are those really specialized partners that can bring innovation and automation and generative AI solutions into the enterprise. So it's a little
Yeah.
bit about why we're here today, and it was a great launch. We're super excited to have this available now.
Nice. I want to start at the top. We're talking a lot about partners, and maybe this audience, this is the first time they're hearing about partners, a partner network. They might not even know that we have one yet. So, in your own words, summarize what is the AWS Partner Network?
Sure. The partner network is it's a community of businesses that want to get closer to AWS, building out specializations, capabilities with our technology. As you kind of go down the build path with AWS, you get additional access to resources, people, training, certification, go to market, benefits and strategies. It's all about our AWS's way to sort of help validate partner organizations who are either software vendors or consulting companies or hardware vendors, bring them closer to the fold with AWS and better connected onto into our customer base.
Awesome. So helping customers to deliver and scale through partners.
Better said than me, yes.
Well, I'm forced into the marketing lingo just a little
There you
bit.
go. Yeah, I need to get that down.
Awesome. So you launched this competency this week. It is the Generative AI Partner Competency. And tell us a little bit about it. Tell us about the partners. What brought you here? Why did this need to happen?
Victor, you take that one, and I'll follow up with some examples, maybe.
Absolutely. Everything started with the idea of getting more presence from AWS in the generative AI field. With everything happening around, we started to ask ourselves, why don't we push for a program that could bring those top partners that exist in AWS to reinforce our presence amongst the customers that are in the need of automating, of increasing, or adopting generative AI. Sometimes there are customers that are still figuring out how to do it, and they need extra help that they don't have at their own companies, and they are looking for companies that, best of all, they have to be partners of AWS that are knowledgeable about our technologies, how they work, what they can do. And the other part is that have the expertise in guiding a customer, guiding them towards envisioning an idea, envisioning a use case, defining maybe a roadmap about what's possible to do with generative AI at this moment, and where the customer, based on the maturity, based on the tolerance to risk, could be doing with generative AI.
Now,
also, they have...
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and put a pin in that hashtag lingo. Why would it be important to kind of demonstrate the competency of, someone that wants to become a Gen AI? Is that appropriate to say Gen AI competency partner, or should I say generative AI? Okay.
You can say
so
Gen AI, it's okay.
Why is it important to kind of like prove themselves that, hey, we understand AWS technologies. We also understand Gen AI technologies and how we marry the two to produce this outcome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why is that important?
I think for us, we're in a pretty intense hype cycle with generative AI, right? We've heard all about it.
Hype. Sorry, can't be stopped. It's Friday.
The amount of times I say Gen AI during the day, my wife wants to start to sort of track that. But so what this program does is it really shows which partners are able to really bring true workloads into the businesses. Personally, I think a lot of us are like, Gen AI, that's like, that creates memes and content and images. Like, it's kind of consumer based, right? That was definitely my approach coming into it. So throughout this process, it's been awesome just seeing how businesses are now using generative AI technologies.
It looks like someone even used Bedrock to say what it is about a competency.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of examples of how just honestly internally how we're using Bedrock, Party Rock in everyday use cases to speed up our work and go faster using some of these tools to help summarize and analyze data. And these partners are the ones that are doing that in practice and helping our customers evaluate which of the partners can actually bring solutions to their environment was really key to this.
Yeah. And I think taking it a step further, it's also, you may have partners that specialize in healthcare or travel and hospitality or education, retail, real estate. So they're able to really cater to what the use case is because they understand that type of industry too.
Right.
Which
Yes,
is
they can. Yes, they have the ability to identify those use cases, and they have part of the, for example, evaluations that we do is what are your preferred industries where you have more experience, where you have already implemented something with a customer and that it's already in production, and that you have the knowledge, the domain knowledge to implement this through generative AI solutions and technologies from AWS.
Yeah, so we have a couple questions coming in here. Chat is very busy today. I saw one here that is on the lines of responsible AI. We had Ruba Borno, who's our VP of AWS Partners here, cover some of that on a video that she did this week. If you go over to the APN YouTube, you'll be able to see it there. But one of the things that she called out was that, you know, responsible AI, much like security, is core to what we're building and what we're doing here at AWS. We have what's called guardrails built into Bedrock, where you can go in and set the policies. Some of those policies are already set, where we're making sure that we are, you know, practicing responsibility as well with anything that we are building. We have some partners focused on that and setting for some of those core standards that are coming along. So we're really excited about that. And we can say that, you know, hey, we're focused on that. We know that some of the things that might come up, but that's some of the things, you know. And then we also, someone said, what partners, right? So Chris, I think you have a couple of examples. We launched with 45 partners.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of those partners and what's going on.
Yeah, so it's a split between consulting partners, SIs or global SIs, system integrators, and ISVs, software companies. You know, some really interesting ones that kind of jump out are, and we talk about industries, right? Capgemini is a big consulting partner of ours. They have a really interesting solution with Air France, where they built a system on our intelligent document processor with additional generative AI capabilities to go into Air France's databases of decommissioned airplanes, go into the records, old photographs, handwritten notes, everything, data that's been collected on these planes over the last few decades. And then the system can actually pull out and offer up like which of those planes actually have parts that are still salvageable and can be recommissioned into either a wind turbine or another component of an airplane. So there's a really cool sustainability and ROI story behind that. So that's one that I love. And just like, oh, when I got that, it started to really click, like how valuable this can be to an enterprise from a sort of time saving standpoint.
Nice.
Yeah. There's also maybe to complement the question about the responsible AI and privacy and security. These are two controls that exist in the validations that exist. We call it as validation checklists that are published in the AWS Partner Central portal. It's like the partners application where they can get access to all the resources for a partner in AWS. There are two things. One is of the controls is related to privacy, security, and compliance. Where we ask the partners for their practices they have about security, about safeguarding the data, and the other how they are knowledgeable and in practice, of course, about certifications that could be industry or for different countries that have those requirements. And the other one is the responsible and ethical generative AI best practices, where we ask for the partners to provide the framework that they have and the principles about accuracy, safety, transparency, including sustainability, which is another topic, a hot topic in the generative AI space.
And I think, you know, seeing the technology is the best thing to do, especially for this audience. It's like, what does it mean? What does it look like? I know Victor's prepared a little bit of a show and tell.
Yeah. Chris, you jumped ahead of us. We do a little demo time. So
that's our job, Chris.
Yeah.
You know I'm vying for your job.
But somebody already asked in the chat, will we have a demo? Yes, we have a demo.
Get to
Victor, let's do it.
Yeah.
We have a demo. Yes, we have a demo.
Yes, we have a demo.
This is not a recorded demo. What I've been identifying from different solutions. And I will ask you, for example, what do you do when you see a blank text box asking you to write a prompt to instruct a model how to perform certain task? What if you aren't inspired? Let's say maybe you're a prompt engineer, super specialized and really good with thinking about the purpose and what you need to do. But normally, when you are experimenting with prompts, you don't know exactly what to do or how to get started. So one of the things that I was preparing for, not necessarily for today, I've been playing a little bit more with this. It's this application where basically what you specify, it's the name of the of a person or a role or of a person. Let's say, for example, Jasmine. And here we can identify or set the role that we want Jasmine to play, as if she were an agent. Here we can say, for example,
like a secret agent?
like a super secret spy
Thanks.
agent, or like
secret
yes,
spy.
Okay.
In the here typos are allowed. There's no problem. We can see in the CIA.
Okay.
Let's see what it responds, and we can say here something like federal government, and we type this, and I will define the role here. Let's click here.
I like that you're able to define the tone as well. You said I would be polite and patient. I don't know that a secret spy in the CIA would do that, but
we should make it frustrated, angsty teenager.
We can define that role too, Kyle, and you will see how the models respond and they interpret those instructions pretty well. Let's see what it's getting. If nothing is stopping here. Okay, here we go. So the agent tone is professional, courteous, and discreet. As a secret spy working for the CIA and government agency, discretion and confidentiality are the utmost importance. Here are your responsibilities: gather intelligence, protect classified information, and carry out covert operations while maintaining a covert identity. Here are some behaviors. Never disclose sensitive information. Maintain situational awareness. Follow protocols and procedures strictly. So all of this is defined through a prompt that I created to set these expected behaviors, and also some examples of interactions when someone starts interacting with this role. For example, tell me about your work.
I work in a secure government facility handling sensitive information. I don't know if that's something that I want to be telling every human that asks me.
This is what I do. It's a lot of stuff that's confidential.
What do you do?
Victor, we have some people who are just joining us. Again, this is AWS On Air. This is our weekly show where we go over what's new here at AWS. Today, we are covering the Generative AI Competency launch, where we launched 45 different launch partners and nearly 50 solutions. So, Victor, what is it that you're sharing?
And we're telling 10,000 people that Jasmine's a secret spy.
That's right.
Yes, at this moment I'm sharing a short demo about how to define the prompt by just using a role, an industry, and a name that you can set to your agent role at this moment. And it's a kind of demo to help anyone to create a prompt, because sometimes we don't have the experience, maybe we don't have the inspiration, or simply we don't understand how to define a role. In this case,
so it's kind of like a getting started with prompt engineering 101.
Totally. At this point, for example, after we define just these three attributes, we get these behaviors, this tone in the interactions, this context about what the role needs to do, what responsibilities has, and here are some rules of behavior that you can that were defined automatically using generative AI. And here we see some example interactions. There's a concept known as zero-shot prompts, few-shot prompts. We are advocating for few-shot prompts over zero-shot, which help to give a better understanding to the models on how to respond. All of these texts and text boxes that you see here, you say, okay, and how do I use this? Well, this is the prompt that was generated, and it's created for Anthropic Cloud in Bedrock. Here you can see how all of these attributes that appear here were included in this prompt. This is the description that you can use as your system prompt. And here are the rules to follow.
Yeah.
I added a couple of things here that define, I'm trying to avoid any, it's like a guardrails that we can set here. This is not the best option. You need to create something more robust to validate any inputs that are coming to your agent before passing this request to the agent in order to identify any attack to injection, model injection attack or jailbreaking that it's part of the techniques that attackers are doing in this case. And the best of all is that after this prompt is defined, you can start playing here. For example, I can say, hi, Jasmine. What do you want to ask to the a secret agent? What would you ask?
What's your mission?
Okay, what's your mission if you decide to take it?
Oh, okay.
Let's say. And let's see what
processing.
Okay.
Speaks in a hushed tone. I love it. I'm afraid the details of my current mission are highly classified. As an operative, my job requires strict confidentiality to protect sensitive intelligence and ensure operational security.
Who does number 2 work for?
I can tell, for example, write a poem for me. Let's see what happens here.
Secret agent man. Everything is in the context of what of the role of the secret agent
would stray from my oath.
What about how does it like it's martini? Every secret agent spy.
Ask about the aliens.
What about the aliens?
They so secret. Let's see here.
We have a question that came in from chat. Other than this poem, the AI doing everything. Someone asked, "Is this tool available? Is it open source? Where can I find it?"
It will come soon to make it public. I'm still working on some details. Everything that you are seeing at this moment, all the responses come from Cloud 3. I did those adjustments to start supporting Cloud 3 because after the announcement, we were super excited to hear all what could be possible. But yes, it will, into a couple of weeks, be available. Keep an eye on it, please, and we'll let you know when it's available. This is one of the part of the demos. We can have, for example, this is the most insane thing that I was taking a look. For example, grumpy, sarcastic car insurance agent.
I'm right here.
I think.
Why you gotta call me out like that?
Kyle, make the agent's name Kyle, please. Thank you.
Okay.
What about grumpy, sarcastic security person?
Okay.
Nope, insurance.
And then while you're typing this up, Victor,
person?
we have a question in the chat. So if we're following correctly, Are we looking at a demo application that Victor you created using something from the Gen AI partner platform, or what is this that we are actually looking at?
Yes, this is part of suggestion that I'm working on bringing to the as a general advice or recommendations to partners and in general to customers on how it's important to think about the customers. We think about partners, but always customer forward. And one of the things that is in high demand sometimes from customers is, I don't know about prompt engineering, or everything I've seen from prompt engineering, it's difficult maybe, or I don't understand how to build a prompt from scratch. So this is part of best practices that we are looking for the partners to implement. This is just the starting point because, of course, it requires, for example, versioning. It requires, for example, to say this is the production prompt that we want to use at this moment. But what if there's a cloud V4, V5, and the prompts could be optimized? Well, this could act as that prompt library where the more we optimize these prompts, the better that we can say from this type of interfaces, this is the new prompt that you have to use in our production environment. And that's what we are looking for partners and customers to adopt.
Awesome. So
let's see if that answered the question.
Yeah, it did. I think I won't speak for who asked the question, but if that did answer the question, just let us know. Otherwise, we know where to find Victor to answer the question.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Victor,
here is the prompt generated.
You are showing this prompt generation, what happens here. But I think there are a lot of use cases that our customers might have that partners can help them execute with it. How could they go connect with the partner? How can they find out what solutions are available?
Yes, the best option is to go to the AWS portal in the Generative AI Competency Partners, where they can find the list of partners that are building solutions around generative AI. This could be services, this could be platforms to build generative AI solutions in different areas. For example, there are partners who are building solutions to administer or to manage the entire machine learning operations or foundation model operations process that is oriented to how to bring to production this type of workloads. There are other partners who are bringing data management solutions, vector databases that are super highly valuable for this type of applications, and other platforms who are bringing pre-canned use cases that are bringing platforms to orchestrate those flows from an enterprise perspective, basically. And there are partners from the consulting side who are bringing every single type of services for onboarding, for strategizing, for defining use cases, roadmaps, implementing applications, and also helping the customers to deploy into production and to manage and administer these workloads once they are into production.
Yeah. Chris, not to put you on the spot here, but maybe what's another use case that you saw come through as you were going through? You had all of these partner applications come through. You had to approve them, make sure they met the validation checklist. What's something else that you saw that was a use case that customers might want to see?
I'm really big into saving time. If you haven't noticed, a lot of the use cases we developed internally were about automating tasks, analyzing. A couple other partners like Firemind, Prevectus, Loca, they've developed solutions where they can come in to a legal firm or insurance agency, and they have solutions and systems that come in and basically ingest all this information and spit back out recommendations, for example, insurance policies or legal actions to take. So it's just cutting down on the breadth of manual labor that we're sort of used to in document processing, and suggesting actionable tasks to do after that. There's so many. It's tough to pick one. What we'll do, we'll share a link of of the Generative AI partner page that just launched with this week. So the audience get a sense of the partners that are excelling in this space, because there's a lot of talent there. And additionally, we have a generative AI partner solution marketplace. So customers can
Yes.
kind of download right into their environment these plug and play types of solutions from our generative AI marketplace. So we'll share that link too.
Awesome.
Yes. Also,
And
there's an
we've had quite a
go ahead.
slew of questions in the chat. And so let's go ahead and get those covered while we still have some time. So we had one question of, in this demo, are you using a LLM, which is LLM, large language model, right?
Large language model, foundation
Okay.
model. Yes.
LLM
of
to
course.
generate the prompt first, and then using the generated prompt to query the LLM again.
Exactly. Here in this case, it's the same LLM, Cloud 3, but obviously part of what the partners can bring to the table is help the customers to make the best model selection. To say, okay, for generating the prompt, maybe this is the best one because we already did a comparison about the best model. And for doing the certain processes or orchestration, which is the second prompt, we will use this type of foundation model in Bedrock. In other cases, there are partners who can help not only in selecting the model and bringing, of course, the total cost analysis or comparisons of accuracy about the model responses. They can also help to customize those models because eventually, and it's something that will happen, customizing the model, fine-tuning. Customizing could be fine-tuning, could be using retrieval augmented generation or RAG, using the customer's own data to start answering these queries with a more contextual and friendly to the enterprise or to the customer answers based on that context instead of generic answers to the customers and the users.
Awesome. And then we had a couple more that I'll bring up on the screen. Can you create multiple agents to simulate a conversation from different perspectives?
Not in this demo, Adam, but that's possible. I've seen solutions that are trying to define or identify different roles. For example, define the role of a customer that is angry because his the internet service is not working. But these guys are using this simulated role with generative AI to train their call center agents. So they part of the evaluation that they do is if the agent, the human agent, can handle that call. And there's a set of criteria that they evaluate. But you can put either human or non-human together and to see how they interact with each other. That's possible.
Awesome. So, Victor, Chris, any last words before we kick you off? I'm kidding. But no, seriously, it's been wonderful to have you on to talk about generative
Thank
AI.
you.
And that
Yeah.
app is really cool.
Well-
secret agents or grumpy people aside.
Grumpy.
I love-
didn't
yeah, the
ask
personality is
to
cool.
the grumpy. Do you want to take a look if we ask something?
Hey,
my
we'll
car
continue to
is
surface
broken.
case studies and use cases that are coming through.
Yes.
So we're happy to return and give an update and direct the audience there. I would say, if there are partners out there listening or companies that want to become partners, sign up, become an AWS partner. If you're in the network already and are developing your Gen AI practice or specialization, you definitely apply to our program and come get to know us a little bit better, and we'll do our best to showcase your work. And if you're on the development side, a customer, what Victor showed you is built completely in Bedrock using Anthropic's Claude 3, which is coming to market soon. But if you want to connect with partners that have that sort of ability to quickly come in and execute, this is, look no further than this competency. A lot of them have workshops where they can kind of brainstorm and figure out what processes can be automated or made more efficient. and we'll work with you to sort of quickly come up with solutions to implement at pace. So
Yeah.
check that out.
One of the things that you didn't mention that I thought was a very interesting point from the blog post was that Canalys, who is an analyst firm, says that this is the first generative AI launch for partners.
Yeah, I mean, we were thrilled to learn about that. You know, it goes to show we're really focused on bringing these solutions to light, doing it in a responsible way, making sure that these are proven capabilities that we can bring to our customers. But yeah, we're thrilled about that distinction.
Awesome.
Is Claude 3 available now on Bedrock? And this is the last question before we go on to the next segment.
Anyone gonna answer that?
We
did have an announcement. Yes. We did have an announcement this week. If you go to our What's New page at AWS, it will cover that, as well as a blog post on the machine learning blog. We'll also have our special guest, Jeff Barr, coming up to come up and tell you about some of the things that have launched across AWS this week.
I want to pet that dog.
It's available.
All right.
It is.
Well, Victor, Chris,
it's available.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Until next time, Victor, bye.